Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Report, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
I'm Carol Messer, along with Tim Stanovic. Let's get to some stocks, specific stocks on the move on this Wednesday. Bloomberg News equities reporter Alexandra Semenova in the house with us. What a change. I don't know if your name's changed as the market kicked up higher.
Yeah, I have to say I'm not at all surprised by this reaction, guys. When I was talking to people on Wall Street yesterday, it felt like everyone was familiar with this classic, I hate to overuse the term, taco trade. Everyone knew that Trump would probably walk back on some of his posturing. Everyone saw it as a buying opportunity, so this reaction is to be pretty expected.
Who was it yesterday? Was it Bob Michael who said that if the markets actually thought, like, the reaction was pretty understated given what we had heard yesterday?
Yeah, and I think he also talked about that the president needed to say something in regards to it. We actually have a story, I think, on the Bloomberg about some of what Bob Michael had to say.
Yeah,
right?
But it was just interesting. It was like, our conversation was a little bit about, okay, well, the market reaction is muted because people don't believe that he's actually going to follow through with something like this.
Yeah, and really important to note here, the foundation of the market rally over the last several weeks has been pretty solid. A lot of people saying that that is not the type of thing that you see at a top where we have small caps doing well. We have the S&P equal weight outperforming. We had the rally led by sectors like industrials and materials. So it wasn't that very fragile tech-led rally. So when you get something like this, it's generally seen as a positive development, and it was a buying opportunity for most people.
I just want to go on because there's a great story on the Bloomberg about Bob Michael, who joined us. He's over at JP Morgan Asset Management, and he said the sell-off, this was yesterday's sell-off in markets, is a message to President Trump's administration to take action to restore calm specifically. And so he's somebody who watches the fixed income markets and over at JP Morgan. So interesting, in terms of what he had to say, kind of a message, or maybe messaging.
Okay, so what are some of the stocks you have on your radar?
In terms of individual movers, Netflix is one of the outliers today in an otherwise positive day for markets. This is after they issued an earnings forecast that disappointed investors. Of course, the culprit was increased spending on production and that deal with Warner Brothers Discovery. Netflix said that it plans to ramp up spending on movies and TV shows by 10%. It's also going to work with Universal and Sony on streaming. The company forecast earnings of 76 cents per share, which was below Wall Street's estimates of 82 cents per share. And it also will pause share buybacks to build up cash for that Warner Brothers deal. So investors really did not like that.
That all cash deal.
Yeah.
So you got to raise some cash. What?
Look, I think the investor reaction since October in Netflix's pursuit of Warner Brothers Discovery has shown one that they're not confident.
Yeah,
in the value of it.
Yeah, let's wrap this up already.
It just feels like wanting to win a race.
It's
not going to be wrapped up for a while.
No, I know. Let's talk about Charles Schwab. We just had the CEO on. Really great conversation.
Really great interview and really solid earnings from them. They reported a surge in average daily trading volume in the fourth quarter, and it was driven, guys, by retail investors. I think it's time to have a conversation about how we speak about retail investors, because they're often called the dumb money, but the last couple of years have shown us that they are anything but, always stepping into buying to buy the dip and always being rewarded for it. They did kind of miss on revenue, though clearly this trading volume was enough to offset that, rising 31% from a year earlier. I loved some of the comments that CEO Rick Wurster said. He said that he has been advising with the firm to tell clients to stay the course on investing through all of this volatility, but instead they have been buying the dips and selling the rips, which sounds like a very sage investing strategy. And also, as you guys mentioned, you guys discussed with him, I thought it was really interesting that they mentioned that they're monitoring the rise of prediction markets. It's really going to be interesting to see how investors are deploying their capital.
Not gambling, though.
Not gambling.
He draws a distinction between gambling and prediction markets. He said he wants to leave this. He called out Robinhood specifically. He kind of put them in the same category as FanDuel and DraftKings because they do sports gambling.
Yeah.
It was interesting. I mean, that's competitive positioning.
Like
too,
a fine line.
But that's what's driving so much of, the trade, the money, the volumes, if you will, sports gambling or gaming. United Airlines, we got that earnings after the closing bell.
Yeah, those shares are doing well after they reported results that beat Wall Street estimates and also issued a positive outlook. That was the thing that investors were looking for, especially after Delta's was not so good.
Can't wait to get on a plane this year.
The Stock Movers Report from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.